video we're going to create a guessing game project.
The real danger of tutorials isn't that you're going to be exposed to something you've never seen before or a way of thinking, but the problem is anytime someone creates a tutorial, they go through and they start making something, and it inevitably breaks. So they go forward and they do a different way of doing it, and it breaks, and then they do another way, and then that one breaks, and then at the final time, maybe the fourth or fifth iteration, they have this nice shiny tutorial that looks super, super nice. All the learning happened here, all the tutorial happens here. Tutorials often aren't great to learn from for this exact reason, because learning does not happen when everything goes right. Learning happens when everything goes wrong and you figure it out.
But this is not the kind of guessing game you ever see in any kind of beginner project idea. So this kind of project is going to be different. We're going to create a guessing game, but the guessing game can remember all of your score, just like we are storing it in a database. But we are not going to use a database because I want to make this project to be a very low level one, so that any kind of beginner out there can follow along. So we're going to store all our memorization and all of the things in a file. So a file storage will act as a database, and then we can see our previous score stored in a file, and also we can open the file in our computer storage. This video. So before we start, I want to teach you the best practices of software engineers out there. So the first thing you have to do is to plan how you're going to build the software. So let's start with planning. You can see before I even start writing the code, I start to plan how to create the game. So how can you be planning it? Let me show you how I start planning it. So the first thing I do here, I write down the type in my paper. I don't know whether you can see it. In the title and the header of the paper, I write how to make a guessing game. When I write the title, how to make a guessing game, then I will go on and start writing it step by step. I will say step 1, do this. Step 1, my program will do this. Step 2, up to the end. This is how I will create the guessing game. So I'm going to be writing it step by step. And at the end, I'm going to show you what I write inside this paper. So before we start this project, I want you to create a folder. So I already create mine, which is this. I call it guessing game, and I open this folder inside my Visual Studio Code.
So let's write the code. Like I show you at the beginning, I sit down and I write down step by step how to implement the guessing game. So what I write is in front of me, and I'm going to start writing it down and converting. Since I already write it down, I'm going to convert it to the actual Python program. So this is what I said in my first step. I said in my first step, computer will hide a random number. When computer will hide a random number, then in my second step, I said the user will go on and start guessing the number until he gets it correctly. So like you see, I already create a variable that will hide a random number. I call it hidden number. Then this is the second variable where I'm creating it that will ask a user to guess the number. When I collect the user input, I'm going to convert it to number. Then I'm going to store it inside the variable called user guess. So this is my second step, which is ask the user to guess the hidden number. So but we need the user to be continuously guessing the number, but we will come to that. When the user guesses the number, right now I'm go on and start checking whether the number is correct. So if the user gets the number, then we check our hidden number and the user gets are the same, then we will do something. If the hidden number of the user is less than if the hidden number is less than the user guess, then we will do something. If the hidden number is greater than the user guess, then we will do something. So right now I realize that since we said we're going to take the record of the guessing and store it inside a file, so I'm also going to use a date time module because I want to record the date and time when he play that game. So and right now you can see I'm creating a variable called attempt. This variable is going to store the attempt that user made before he gets the game, and we also take the date and time and the attempt user make before he gets the game, before he gets the correct answer, and we take all of those things. We're going to store it inside a file called game result. So as you can see here, I created a file game result from my program, not inside my folder. I created it inside this program called game result, and I working with it as a file. So you can see I call the file that act as my file game result. Then I write it down date the user play the game and the attempt he make before he gets the game. So when he win the game, from my first check I said if the hidden number is user, then we're going to print he won, and then we break out of the loop. So you can see I put it inside an infinity loop, which is going to keep on running the game until the user gets the number correctly. Since we narrow down the number from 1 to 10, he's going to guess. Then I copy the recording of the file and I put it all inside other checks. For example, if hidden number is less than the user guess, also the program will record that. If the user gets number that is greater than the hidden number, also the program will record that. So every guess he made, the program will go on and record that. So you can see I put all the file in a different if statement, from if, then elif, and then the last elif I'm going to put it right now. So I'm just trying to correct the actual statement, which is user guess compost then the hidden number. I said user guess is less than the hidden number, then record, and also when he record, then you're going to print the number is less. So now we come to the last one. I also copy the file, recording file, and I put it inside the last if statement, which is user is greater than the hidden number, record it and print out to the user the number is high. So when we do all that, so right now we almost finish implementing it. We just have to go on and start testing. So right now I'm trying to go each and every variable to user guess to convert the number into integer number. So you can see right now I'm converting it. So then I put a if statement. If the user press Q, that means the user he wanted to quit out of the game. So then we're going to print thank you for playing, and then we move out. So you can see right now I'm testing the game. So he record the file. You can see this is the file he recorded. So but I noticed there is some error. He recording the file in a straight line. You can see it doesn't go on to the next line, and also I want it to go to the next line, so I put this /n so that he will go on to the next line. So I'm having some trouble here, but finally I figure it out. So I put the next line everywhere. Then right now I'm also going to test the game again. So you can see we have some little error. So I'm go on and start looking at what is the error. I'm trying to fix it. So the error is from attempt, which is I did not put 0, I put none. So I'm deleting the record, all the record, then I test the game again. Then when I go back to the file, I see that he recorded the way I want. Able record, he go on to the next line the way I really wanted it. So this is the whole code that I write. This is how you go from planning to implementing. I did not show you all what I did step by step. So if you really wanted me to do that, please mention it in the comments below. So as a beginner, you have to practice a lot. And so right now you can see I'm also updating myself.
Amma sai dai rayuwa ta zo da kalubale. Ga wani rapper bai da ko sisi, WhatsApp da BBM ya dame mu da PC. Bai da aiki kullun yana gaban PC, wai mu zo mu kalla wasan shi. Who is he? Gashi can, wai DJ AB.